After last Sunday's lecture, I had to go to Bangalore to address the district Rotary conference. It was a big affair. I spoke on community service. Dr. Swaminathan also gave a beautiful speech on ecological problems. And then afternoon, I flew to Madras, and at 5 o'clock in the evening, plane was late, half an hour, but still the Rotary conference was going on. So there also, from 6 to 7, a talk at the Madras Rotary conference. That's also district conference. Distinguished audience was there. Then again at the Mutt, Mylapore, at 7:30 to 8:30, a talk on the Gita. Quite a good large gathering had come into the hall. And next morning, that is today morning, 7 to 8, continue the teaching on the Gita. And 10 o'clock, I left Madras, came here, 11 o'clock today. We were studying Krishna's description of Rajas, Tamas and Sattva with respect to food. On the one side, that is Ahara. And then Tapas, Dana, and also one more item. We studied all this, and for the 14th verse up to 19th, the subject is Tapas. On that subject, I had something very special to say last Sunday, that real Tapas is what you get expounded by Shankaracharya in the Taittiriya Upanishad, quoting a passage from Yajnavalkya Smriti, one of the finest definitions of tapas or austerity. The shloka says, Manasascha Indriyanamcha Aikagryam Tapauchyate. The concentration of the energies of the mind and the sense organs is known as tapas. Behind every achievement is this tapas, without which no greatness can come. Such a profound definition is given in that Yajnavalkya Smriti, and Shankara quotes it in the Taittiriya Upanishad, where the word tapas comes in a big way. Tapasad Brahma Vijijñāsasva. Realize the ultimate truth, Brahman, through tapas. And so, in the Gita, Krishna took up this subject of tapas, and he began with physical tapas, then tapas of speech, and then tapas of mind. These are the three types of tapas he mentioned, and the first one is physical. What is the meaning of physical tapas? He says here, the verse 14, Deva Dvija Guru Pratya Pujanam, then Shaucham Arjavam, Brahmacharyam Ahimsacha, Shariram Tapa Uchyate. These are called bodily tapas. What are they? Deva Dvija Guru Pratya Pujanam. Honoring or worshipping these four. Deva means God, Dvija, a holy person, Brahmana, that means who has gone beyond physical life into a higher life, born anew. That's the meaning of Dvija, double birth. There is a physical birth, there is a spiritual birth. Those who have achieved a spiritual birth were known as Brahmanas in this country, though today it is only relating to this genetic kind of Brahmanatva, which has absolutely no meaning. But those who have achieved this second birth into a spiritual dimension of life, they are called Dvija, twice born. So that's called Brahmana, and we worship. In any country, a true Brahmana will be honored in every country, those who have achieved this spiritual second birth. First birth is given by the parents. Second birth is given by the Guru. That's why Guru is highly honored. So that's called Dvija. So Deva Dvija. Then you have also Prajna, Guru. Guru must be worshipped. Prajna, learned persons. They are also to be honored. In any healthy society, all these people will get honor. Spontaneous, not dictated by the government or the state. Because we love them, we respect them. We look up to them, that attitude. Then, Pujanam, worshipping them, honoring them. Shaucham, purity, physical purity. Arjavam, honesty, straightforwardness. Ruju means straight. Kutila means very crooked. So Ruju and Kutila are opposite. Ruju means straight. Arjavam comes from that Rujutva, straightforwardness. Then Brahmacharyam, continence, restraint in physical life, continent. Ahimsa, non-violence, not to harm people, harm animals, harm nature. All this will come under ahimsa, a very remarkable virtue for any civilized society. Himsa is not part of civilized society, but himsa is there because people have not trained themselves, have not disciplined themselves. So let this physical discipline be resorted to by people, says Krishna. This is called Shariram Tapo Uchyate. Brahmacharyam Ahimsacha. Shariram Tapo Uchyate. That is called physical tapas. What a beautiful idea. In any society, a self-disciplined people, there is no need for too many police. Every area of the town there is a police station. Why? Because there is so much of evil people around. But that is not the correct thing. If you undertake this kind of tapas, then there will be less of this external imposition of discipline. When I am disciplined myself, nobody else needs to discipline me. So these are the disciplines we need in a society. We have completely missed it in modern society. So little of this concept of tapas is there, and that's why violence, all sorts of delinquencies and unhappiness and peacelessness increase in society. Then comes speech, which I expounded last Sunday. Control of speech, tapas of speech. Anadvekakaram vakyam, satyam prehitam chaya, yat swadhyaya abhyasanam chaiva, vangmayam tapuchyate. A very important tapas is speech. I said last Sunday, how many sufferings are inflicted only through speech. You did not actually beat a man. Speak badly about him, accuse him, abuse him, that is enough to destroy his peace. So speech is an important instrument. We have achieved it as a human being. No animals have the capacity for speech. So this tremendous capacity needs to be disciplined. There is a very great stress in the whole of this Sanatana Dharma tradition on this speech discipline, tapas of speech. Manusmriti contains a wonderful sentence. This Krishna has taken the spirit of that Manusmriti's instruction on the question of Vang Maya Tapas. He says, Satyam Bruyat. Here he said, Anadvekakaram Vakyam. Whatever you speak, don't excite other people. Don't disturb their peace of mind. That kind of speech you try to speak. Anadvekakaram Vakyam. Speech which causes no vexation to other people. Then, Satyam, what is true. Priya Hitam, what is Priyam as well as Hitam, what is pleasant as well as to my welfare, to other people's welfare. That kind of speech. Swadhyaya Abhyasanam, continuous study of great books. This speech is meant for that. Through speaking, we hear, we talk, we instruct others, we also instruct ourselves. Swadhyaya Abhyasanam. Here it is called the study of the 40 books. Maybe Veda, maybe any other sacred book. Swadhyaya Abhyasanam Chaiva. Vangmayam tapa uchyate. This is called the tapas of speech. What a beautiful tapas it is. How much blessing it will confer on society. And so, Manu gives us a beautiful version of this concept of Satyam and the tapas of Satyam. There is Satyam bruyat. First idea. Speak what is true. There is Priyam bruyat. Speak what is really pleasant to the people concerned. Satyam bruyat, Priyam bruyat. Na bruyat Satyam apriyam. Don't speak a truth which is unpalatable to the people, which is going to cause them suffering and trouble. Satyam bruyat, Priyam bruyat, na bruyat Satyam apriyam. Though it is truth, it is apriyam. Suppose there is a blind man. Oh, you blind fellow. You say, it is Satyam, but it's extremely apriyam. You are only causing anguish in the minds of that people. And so, he said, Priyam. Then, whatever is true, that must be spoken, and try to bring happiness and cheer to people through your speech. But don't speak what is really untrue, though it is pleasant. That should not be. That is the instruction given by Manusmriti. And here, this third tapas we studied, Manaprasada. That is mental tapas. Manaprasada, Saumyatvam, Maunam, Atma Vinigraha, Bhava Samshuddhiretat, Tato, he says, Tietat Tapo, Manasam Uchyate. This is called Manasam tapas, mental tapas. What are they? Manaprasada. What a beautiful idea. Serenity of mind is Mana tapas. Tapas means struggling to make you better and better. It is going down, you bring up. In the case of the Manas goes down, a depression at that time. Then I try to bring it up. No, why should this depression come? I shall be serene once again. It's a constant struggle. Somebody abused me and went away. He has forgotten it, I am culturing it. And I become depressed. I go down and down. That should not be. I must be able to discriminate and throw the whole thing away and receive my serenity once again. That struggle is called tapas. Every day we need it for our own good. That is what people must realize. Manaprasada, Saumyatvam, gentle, not rough, crude and rough. Many people you will find crude and rough. Why? You have not purified your mind, therefore you are crude and rough. And so Manaprasada, Saumyatvam, civilized behavior means that somebody comes, you welcome him, speak a few kind words to him. In this way the mind is trained. So Saumyatvam, Maunam, I spoke about. Maunam means speak only when there is an occasion to speak. Don't be chattering. That's actual meaning. Not that you completely stop speaking. Manana, Shakti is called Maunam according to Shankaracharya. So occasional silence also is beautiful. We are talking a lot in society, but when you get an opportunity, remain silent. Don't disturb the peace of the world by your talks. So often happens like that. So Maunam is a tremendous discipline for the mind. The tendency to go on chattering and gossiping hours together. What is this? Your inner life is getting empty thereby. So Maunam, a remarkable value for our people. We are the most chattering people in the world. Everywhere talking, even in temples, constantly talking. Therefore they said, Maunam, discipline. So much energy you waste in talk. Conserve it for thinking and action. That is how tapas helps you to increase your personality energy. We don't waste it, we don't scatter it, we concentrate it. Therefore this idea of Maunam comes in there. Maunam, Atma Vinigraha, perfect self-control. That is a struggle to it is called tapas. The struggle to get self-control is tapas. When you have full self-control, you don't need to do any tapas because it is natural to you. Because it is not natural to us, we have to struggle for it. That struggle is called tapas, mental tapas. So bhava samshuddhi, and also honesty of motive. Bhava is mental disposition. That must be pure, not dirty, not filled with evil. Bhava samshuddhi. Very wonderful expressions there. Ityetat. All these are tapo manasamuchyate. These are the manasa tapas. This is the wonderful expression. Mental tapas. So we have seen physical, speech and mental tapas. Then came dana. The next three verses dealing with charity. There also there is lower charity, higher charity and middle level charity that we studied last Sunday, of which the last verse was the adeshakale yad danam. When you give charity in a wrong place to a wrong person with a very low motive, that's called tamasic charity. The gift that is given at the wrong place or time to unworthy persons without regard or with disdain, without regard and with disdain, that is declared to be tamasika charity. It's a beautiful exposition of this idea of dana in the Taittiriya Upanishad, where there is a convocation address of an educational institution. Beautiful passage it is. Some of the universities in Nagpur and all that, they use it in the various convocations today. It says about this subject, Shraddhaya Deyam. Whatever you give as donation or charity, do it with Shraddha, with faith. Shraddhaya Deyam, Ashraddhaya Adeyam. Without that Shraddha, don't give, don't do charity. Its value goes down. Ashraddhaya Adeyam. Then Shriya Deyam. Give with a sense of plenty. You may be giving only 5 rupees, but you can give it as if it is plenty. That kind of Shriya Deyam. Bhiya Deyam. Out of fear. The cause is so great, my amount is so small, that feeling also must be there. Bhiya Deyam, Shriya Deyam, Kriya Deyam. Humility. Humility. What a big project, I am so small, how can I give so much? That Kriya Deyam. Samvida Deyam. Give with knowledge. What is the purpose for which it is being done? You appreciate that project and then you give. These are the descriptions given in the Taittiriya Convocation Address about giving. This kind of Deyam, Dena, Danam, they are meant the same thing. So it started with Satyam Vada, Dharmam Chara, Swadhyayadna Pramadaha. Speak the truth, follow the righteous way, and don't give up learning and teaching. This is how it begins. Then comes this idea of charity or giving with respect. Charity, when you give to somebody, that somebody's self-respect should not be wounded. Then only it is right charity. If it wounds it, it is bad, so that a human being is concerned. So this kind of attitude must come to the mind so that this world can become a happier place to live in and we can achieve our fulfillment in society. So these are the various descriptions of first food, ahara. Then we had this tapas, this dana, all these various subjects we discussed during these few verses. And now comes the statement in verse 23. Om Tat Sat iti nirdesho Brahmana Trivitha Smritaha Brahmanastena devas vedascha yajnascha vihita pura. The name of the Supreme Reality, Brahman, is Om Tat Sat. That is his name. Om Tat Sat iti nirdesho Brahmana Trivitha Smritaha. This threefold definition of Brahman. Om Tat Sat. Tat is a technical term. That reality which lies behind this universe, behind this changing universe, use the word Tat. because it's not immediately present before your eyes. Therefore we call it Tat. What is present before your eyes, use the word Idam. This manifested universe which you can point out with your finger, because it is an object. An object can be known. An object can be understood. You can point out the object. But that reality is not visible to the sensory system. It is beyond Idam. So we call it Tat, that. That supreme reality. Ado also is a word used. Ado means there, that one. That is beyond this sensory verification. That's called Ado. Idam and Ado. That Ado is what is called Tat. So Brahman is described as Tat. Om Tat. Om is used for all purposes, the supreme symbol of the ultimate reality, dealing with the world seen by the senses and the world beyond the sensory level. Both are included in the word Om. Both the world of manifestation and the other reality which transcends this manifestation, all that is included in the word Om. And the whole Mandukya Upanishad expounds this Om and correlates it with our three states of consciousness: waking, dream and sleep. This is a wonderful study. In Prashna Upanishad, Brihadaranyaka and other Upanishads you will find the exposition of this Pranava, the supreme word, Om. That is the holiest word in the scriptures. Both Buddhist, Jain, Hindu very much respect this wonderful symbol of the divine, Om. I was reading a research journal. There I found on the cover of the journal, in Arabic language, Om is put there. That is a publication of the Western African countries' airlines system. That airline system has taken Om as its symbol. Something amazing. They are all Muslim countries, Western Africa. In that I found this Om, gone beyond India long ago. They all like it. They don't know what its significance, but it is there. Om. They have put it there in Arabic and in English in that journal. So, Om Tat Sat, that's the name of the divine. It is not a person, but it can also be a person, that we have seen in the 15th chapter. The Purushottama, the supremely divine person. So both Nirguna and Saguna, the unity of both, that is Brahman. All that is included in the statement of Om Tat Sat. It's a very remarkable mantra in Vedic, what you call tradition. Om Tat Sat iti nirdesho Brahmanas trivita smritaha. It is well known that Brahman has this threefold description as Om Tat Sat. Brahmanas tena Vedascha Yajñascha Vihitapura. This was all instituted long ago by Brahmanas, the various what you call holy people, and the Vedas and the Yajñas. In all of them you will find this Om Tat Sat. Now he is taking each word separately. First Om. Tasmad Om it udahritya Yajñadanatapa kriyaha pravartante vidhanoktaha satatam brahmavadinam. Therefore, uttering Om are the acts of sacrifice, gift and hostility as enjoined in the scriptures, always begun by the followers of the Vedas. First utter Om, then begin all these various things like that. So we have seen it all over India. The first utterance is Om, then other mantras will follow. Every mantra has Om in the beginning. Then pravartante vidhanoktaha satatam brahmavadinam. Those who know the knowledge, who have got the knowledge of the various Vedas and other things, they always place emphasis on Om. In the Taittiriya Upanishad, there is a whole description in a whole para about this Om. Sometimes it meant, shall I do this work? Om. he will say, yes, you can do, there's a meaning. Om means permission. That's also. No other word is necessary. So that is what you find in the Taittiriya Upanishad, various ways of using Om. Ultimately, it became the greatest symbol of the infinite divine Brahman, both transcendental as well as immanent. This is how we studied this subject in the Mandukya Upanishad. A, I, U, that is Om. But there is also an unuttered sound, Amatra it is called. That's what you call the Chandrakala and dot, what you put. That represents that. So these three represent the three states of waking, dream and sleep. The other represents the Turiya state, the transcendental state. These four are described in the Mandukya Upanishad. This is our true nature. The Atman manifesting in the waking state, the Atman manifesting in the dream state, the Atman absolutely present but unmanifested in the sleep state. And beyond the three states is that infinite transcendental experience which they call Turiya. This is how Om has four sections. Experience also has four sections. One correlates with the other. So the whole universe is Om. Om mityedat sarvam. So the Upanishad begins by saying, this universe is all nothing but Om. That's the language. Om mityedat sarvam. What a tremendous generalization is it. How the mind has become so subtle to make such a tremendous generalization. Om ityedat sarvam. The whole universe is Om in its two aspects, manifested, unmanifested, like that. So, the next Tat. What is the meaning of Tat? Tat iti anabhisantaya phalam yajnatapat kriyaha dana kriyascha vividha kriyante mokshakamshibihi. Uttering Tat and without aiming at any fruits, any benefits for oneself, are the various acts of yajna, austerity or tapas, and gift performed by the seekers of moksha, Tat. That emphasis of that ultimate reality in all our activities, in gifts when we give, in all this, Tat is uttered. Because that supreme reality is emphasized through all these things. That is the greatness of this little word Tat. Then Sat. Om Tat Sat. Sat Bhave Sadhu Bhave Cha Sadityetat Prayujyate Prashaste Karmane Tatha Sat Shabda Partha Yujyate. Sat is used in these various senses. What? Sat Bhave, Sadhu Bhave. Wherever there is goodness, Sadhu, Sat Purusha we say, Sat Karma we say, and Sat mental attitude also. Sat is used for describing that. Sat Bhave, Sadhu Bhave Cha. Sadhu means what is correct, what is good, what is auspicious. That's called Sadhu Bhava. Sa Cha. Sat Ityetat Prayuchyate. You can use the word Sat dealing with all these aspects, Sadbhava, Sadhubhava, etc., etc. And then, Prashaste Karmani Tatha, wherever there is a very highly praiseworthy act being done, there also we can use the word Sat. Prashaste Karmani, highly praiseworthy act, Sat is applied there. Satchabda Partha Yujyate. In all these situations, the word Sat is used to expound the nature of the work that you do. Sadbhava, Sadhubhava, Prashaste Karmani. Three things are mentioned there. That is all Sat, Sat, Sat. Om Tat Sat. Come there. Then, Yajne Tapasi Dhanecha Sthiti Sat iti Uchyate. Also, that stability of mind. When you perform Yajna, Tapas and Dana, that also is called Sat. That stability of mind, not shaking, but stable. When you do Yajna, Tapas and Dana, sacrifice, austerity and charity. Whenever you do these, when your mind is firm and steady, that also is described as Sat. Saditi cha uchyate karma chaiva tadarthiyam whatever actions you do with relation to the divine, that tat, with relation to that tat, that is also called sat. Karma chaiva tadatthiyam, tadatthiyam. In order to achieve that great truth of tat, then we can use it as sat for that attitude of mind. Karma chaiva tadatthiyam, sadityeva abhidiyate. That is also called sat. So this is how all the three words are given separate definition. Totality of it is the name of the divine, Om Tat Sat. When Sri Ramakrishna was in Samadhi, after his Guru, Totapari, had instructed him in the great Vedantic teachings to lift the mind beyond this world of duality and merge it in the infinite, so that the mind itself is dead, only the Atman remains. In that state, when Ramakrishna remained for 3 days and nights, his Guru wanted to bring his mind down to the normal state. Among the mantras he recited at that time loudly in that room in the Dakshineshwar temple, Om Tat Sat, Om Tat Sat. These are the mantras which could bring Sri Ramakrishna's mind down to the normal plane. Similarly, other mantras also were there to send the mind up to the high level and bring it down also by some methods. This kind of achievement is there in the science of spiritual development. So it is said, Yajne tapasi danecha sthiti saditi chochyate karma chaiva tadatthiyam sadityeva abhidiyate. All karma devoted to that tat, that is also known as sat. Now, in the last sloka of this 17th chapter, Krishna says, Ashraddhaya hutam dattam tapastaptam kritam chayat asat ityuchyate partha nachat pretya no iha. This is sat. There is another opposite word, asat. Asat is a very meaningful word in our languages. This is asat. In fact, in Malayalam, never a person is a wicked or bad man. He is asat purusha, asat man, will say. So here he says, Ashraddhaya hutam dattam. Whatever is sacrificed or given as gift without shraddha, he says, Ashraddhaya hutam dattam. Tapas taptam. Without any shraddha, you are doing tapas. That tapas also, chayat, asad ityuchyate partha. All that is called asat. What a wonderful opposite situation it is. Asad ityuchyate partha. To such a person, naja tat pretya no iha. He cannot achieve anything great either in this life or in a future existence. He has absolutely lost his way. What is called, because of this asat way of doing things, that sat has been taken away. If truth is taken away from life, it becomes absolutely a meaningless existence. That is a great lesson we have to learn. What Sri Ramakrishna said, a zero has no value. You put 10 zeros, there's no value. It doesn't add up anything. But put the one behind, then everything shines. Every new zero becomes plenty of value. Similarly, when this tat, sat is put in front, then whatever you do becomes really fine, meaningful, rich in every sense of the term. So put the first one first, then add any number of zeros. That is what life should be, Sri Ramakrishna said. Put God first, then everything in the world, they all become meaningful. Take that God away, everything becomes meaningless. Shankara said it in his commentary on the Upanishads. He is saying, Tadatmana viratmuktaha jagat asat sambhadyate. When you negate the Atman from the whole existence of the world becomes asat, a non-existent, non-entity it becomes. Take the Atman away, take the one away, the zeros become absolutely meaningless. Put the one, everything is fine. That's why in the Isha Upanishad, the first verse is, Ishavasyam idam sarvam. The whole universe is covered by that one reality called Isha, Ishvara, the divine. That is what makes for the reality of this world. So have a consciousness of the one behind the many. Then the many becomes meaningful. Take that one away, the whole many becomes absolutely so many zeros, that is all. The Vedanta therefore stresses that man goes towards the one behind the many. Through the many, we go to the one and discover the many in a new light. It is full of beauty, full of charm. We have nothing to reject here because the one is there. That realization is what makes for real joy in life, zest in life. Vedanta wants people to have zest in life, but not treating life as something empty. How can you have zest in emptiness? There is a big reality behind it. That must be emphasized again and again. So this is like a chapter, 17 chapter, where the main subject, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, three wonderful forces operating every minute in our life, in nature as well as in man. These three forces are always there: attraction, repulsion and balance. All these are there. In human life, it finds tremendous expression. If the mind is tamasic, one behavior comes. If the mind is rajasic, another behavior comes. If the mind is sattvic, a wonderful behavior comes. This is what we can study in oneself as well as in others, and through that study, lift the mind from one to the other. As I often say, our politics today in India, there is a lot of rajas and tamas in it. That's why so much of character assassination, abuse, this, that and all that. During elections, we can expect some trouble. But normal days, there should not be this kind of dirty dealing of politics. If a little sattva comes into the mind of people who handle politics, you will find a new type of politics. Honorable politics can come. So you can see therefore the application of this theory of the three gunas in human life. Father, mother, they are rajasic, they are tamasic. Behavior is different. They are slightly sattvic, wonderful ideas will come. Rajas gives you energy. Without rajas there is no energy. But that energy must be positive, for the good of all. That can come only when rajas is controlled by a little bit of sattva. Sattva controlled energy of rajas is what makes for constructive, creative life in society. Nobody has only rajas, only sattva, only tamas. We all have all the three, but proportions vary. In some there will be excess of tamas and a little sattva, or in another one excess of rajas and again a little sattva. Another one excess of sattva, a little bit of rajas and tamas. So it is a question of adjusting. We have to build up our mind on the lines of sattva. Then rajas and tamas will be your servants. They will be useful to you. Even tamas has a place to play. Just like psychology tells today that even anger has a place in human life. Pain has a place in human life. So you have pain in the body. Ask a physiologist, what is the purpose of pain? Pain makes you survive. Without pain you cannot survive at all. Suppose you touch fire and you don't feel any pain, and you go on touching fire, fire will consume the whole of your hand. You don't withdraw the hand. So pain is essential. It has got a positive value. So also suffering in life has a value. You can learn great lessons from it. So this kind of teaching oneself in the light of these three gunas will help for character development, a richer personality, more pleasing men and women who can attract people, who can also live in happy relationship with other people. So this whole chapter was dealing with this subject of the three gunas. The whole universe is a product of the interplay of the three gunas according to Sankhya philosophy. Only at the human level you can study it at close quarters. But in the universe, we have to investigate it scientifically, and we shall find these forces are there. So we enter the 18th chapter. After finishing this 17th chapter, 18 to the last chapter, it is quite a long chapter, and it is considered to be something like a summing up of all the various ideas that have been expounded in the previous 17 chapters. The chapter opens with a question from Arjuna. Arjuna's question is our question. We all have this problem. So Arjuna had this problem. Many chapters you will find he has put questions, or Krishna has tried to answer them. But somehow or other, these persistent questions are there in our mind, because we have been conditioned thereby for the last several thousand years. So this question Arjuna is asking once again. Primarily, the question is, shall I keep quiet or shall I act? Shall I work? Is work is better or sitting quiet is better? Aram karenga. So we shall do aram. Why all this nonsense? This work and all that. So some philosophy came to us, the world is all empty, so there is nothing to do here. Reject it, live quietly somewhere, don't care for anything. That kind of idea came. That caught our minds in this country. From that time, this problem always arose. Without work, you cannot live. With work, there is trouble. What had we choose? Lokamanya Tilak, in his Gita commentary, Gita Rahasya, 2-volume famous book, where he mentions here, if you do work, some trouble will come. If you don't do work, no trouble will come. And the Hindu decided, we shall not do work at all. We don't want any trouble, botheration. We don't want to bother ourselves. A simple solution they found. But then the heart is craving for many things. Lot of hypocrisy came to human life because of that. The heart is craving, but the mind says, I shall not do anything. Therefore, all troubles come. Karmendriyani samyamya ya aste manasa smaran indriyathan vimudhatma mithyacharasa uchyate. This is in the 3rd chapter, chapter on Karma Yoga. That also started with Arjuna's question about work and inaction, action and inaction, which is to be preferred. Krishna definitely said action is to be preferred to inaction. But again and again this question comes. So in that sloka, Krishna says, Karmendriyani samyamya. You discipline into quietness your organs of action, hand, leg, all these things called karmendriyas for action. You just control them. You don't make them function. But yaste manasa smaran. Mind is constantly running out towards the world, here, there, everywhere. Indriyarthan, sense objects. The mind is running out vigorously towards sense objects, but the body is kept quiet. Absolutely nothing to be done. Indriyarthan. Vimudhatma. Such a person is a deluded person. And he is a mithyachara. He is a hypocrite. Mithyachara means hypocrite. He is a mithyachara. Whereas the next one, yastindriyani manasa, says those who discipline the sense organs by the mind and then continue to work in this world, that person is a real yogi. He is a real person. These are 2 types Krishna had said in the 3rd chapter. Now in this chapter, that thing raises its head once again. So Arjuna is asking, Arjuna uvacha, sannyasasya mahabaho tattvamichhami veditum tyagasya cha rishikesha prathak keshi nishudana. Now it is said to know severally, O mighty armed Krishna, the truth of sannyasa, sannyasasya, and also the truth of tyaga. What is the meaning of sannyasa? What's the meaning of tyaga? Sannyasa is renouncing the world and become a sadhu, as we call it. But tyaga is renouncing something. But what is that? Tyaga also is like this, giving up all action, running away to the forest. That question comes. And now Krishna is clarifying that point in these early verses of the 18th chapter. Vivekananda has said, national ideals of India are Tyaga and Seva, renunciation and service. Tyaga means renunciation. Tyajika means just throw it away. That's called Tyaga. Tyaga and Seva. These are our national ideals. That is the word Tyaga, which Krishna is going to expound here. And sannyasa has a technical meaning. All are not going to be sannyasins in the world. It is something very special. And so he is going to explain the difference between Tyaga and sannyasa, and what type of life we shall live, whether based on sannyasa or yoga or Tyaga. Krishna is clarifying that point. So, Bhagavan Vacha, Sri Krishna said, Kamyanam karmanam nyasam sannyasam kavayo viduhu. Sages say that renunciation of all desire-prompted actions is sannyasa. Kamyanam karmanam nyasam. Nyasa means giving up. Nyasam. Sannyasam. That's called sannyasam. Kavayo viduhu. Sages say so. But then sarva karma phalatyagam. He says, prahustyagam vichakshanaha. Vichakshanaha. Wise people say giving up all fruits of actions. That is called Tyaga. You don't give up action. You give up the fruit of action. Sarva karma phala tyagam. Phala of the various karmas you just renounce and continue to work. That's called Tyaga. So, kamyanam karmanam nyasam. Originally, in our Sanatana Dharma history, we had the Vedic period. There was plenty of sacrifice and other things at that time. So, many people did all this with a desire to go to heaven. That kama vasana was there. I must get this, I must get that, like that. So, they did all this. After some time, some people felt, what is all this nonsense? Doing all sorts of rituals to go to heaven. They didn't care for it. They left the house. If you stay in society, you have to do. You are bound to do these things. They left society. They became sannyasins. They went to the forest, lived there. There no sacrifice, nothing. They contemplate. They realize the truth that is within. In this way, a new type of spiritual life came compared to the earlier one, which was conservative, which was based on ritual and ceremony. And so here is action and sacrifice and various other religious duties done with desire for going to heaven, enjoy the pleasures of heaven. Heaven is full of pleasures. In fact, as we often say, here we have to perspire to earn our living. There is no perspiration at all. You will get whatever you want. You don't need all these things there. So this kind of attitude, people built up an idea of heaven. So these people said, we don't want that heaven. We don't want this desire-prompted action. We shall remain actionless. When you go to the forest, you don't do all these rituals and ceremonies, etc. You don't have the necessary items available there. So they developed contemplation as the main theme. And these people in the household continue to be desire-prompted, doing actions, and a worldly life, whatever we call the grahastha life. That is how it happened. So later on Krishna came and he said, why? You can also have the spirit of sannyasa in your life by tyaga. Renounce the fruit. You are as good as a sannyasin. When you renounce the fruits and live a good life, serve the community, it's beautiful. That's what the Gita has given as a solution to this problem. Here in the world, we are essentially worldly, centered in our own pleasure in this world and the next world. Or, I renounce all this, become an ascetic, curse this worldly life and go to the forest. The forest man also curses worldly life, worldly man also curses the forest man. We had both in our history. What is all this nonsense? He said, when Shankaracharya went to Mandana Mishra, he was a great ritualist and a great philosopher at that time, Shankara's time. He went to have a discussion with him. He had completely shaven head. And Shankara went there. This great Mandan Mishra asked, why this shaven head? In Sanskrit it puts very beautifully. Kuto mundi. Why is this shaven? Say, neck upwards, he answered in Sanskrit. Beautiful meaning there. Neck upwards, it is all shaven. A shaven man is not welcome in a family where there is Shraddha going on. It is bad for the Shraddha, bad for all the ceremonies. That is the conception at that time. So you can see this controversy of doing work full of desires in the mind for personal enjoyment, or getting rid of this nonsense, go and live a life of contemplation, a paribrajaka, life in the outside, in the forest, etc. And forest was easy in those days. Leave the house, walk half a kilometer, you will be in a forest. The forest life was no difficulty. Now only you have to run 1,000 miles, even then you won't get a forest. And so, this development took place in India. Out of that has come this problem. That problem has been solved by Krishna in the Gita. That is the beauty of this great book. Here alone, you can have this wonderful quality of sannyasa. You need not renounce your household duties and go to the forest to be a true sannyasi. This itself can make you a sannyasi by living a life of morality, service, and absence of attachment to the work that you do. So here itself you can achieve anything. So in many passages in the Mahabharata, in the Bhagavad, these ideas are discussed through various discourses and various kinds of discussions. One such shloka you get in the Srimad Bhagavatam, a very beautiful verse which says, Vanepi dosha prabhavanti raginam griheshu sarvendriya nigrahas tapaha akusite karmani yah pravartate nivarta ragasya griham tapovanam. You want to leave this home and society and go to a tapovanam, a forest of tapas, to achieve your spiritual development? No. You can convert your home itself into a tapovanam. That's the language in the Srimad Bhagavatam. How? Vanepi dosha prabhavanti ragina. Those who have attachments in the mind, even if they leave the home and go to the forest, they will have great trouble there, because the mind is going with them. So body only they have left behind, this worldly life. But the mind is full of attachments. Raga means attachment. When such a person goes to Rishikesh, he will be full of trouble there, because the mind is full of attachment there. Therefore, he cannot get the fruit of that renunciation. Vanepi dosha prabhavanti ragina. For ragis, even a forest will give lot of spiritual trouble. Griheshu sarvendriya nigrahas tapaha. But those who live in the griha, in the household life, in the home, but they are well disciplined in their sensory system, that is real tapas. The man who has not gone out, he is doing tapas. The man who has gone out, he is still hankering after sensory things, because the mind is not disciplined yet. Therefore, akutsite karmaniya pravartate. Those who are engaged in blameless deeds in society, nivarta ragasya, whose attachment has been conquered, griham becomes tapovanam, is language. Griha itself, the home itself, becomes a forest for ascetic practice, tapovanam. This is the final teaching that has come out of all this discussion by great minds. And Krishna takes up all this and gives us this remarkable advice. You can have realization here and now. You did not seek it far away in a forest or anywhere, because the thing that you seek is already within you. Where can I run here and there to get it? It is here only. Iha, iha, iha. As in English, one scientist said, I want to be scientist. I want to have a scientific mind. I'll go for it. I'll go here and there to become a scientific mind. What do you mean by going here and there? Here alone you can make your mind scientific. In search for truth, discipline the mind, you can have it here. Why go here and there? It is like saying, I shall go there to breathe oxygen. Wherever you are, there is oxygen. You breathe it. Only we have to breathe it, that's all. So similarly, I shall be spiritual there. Why not here? There is a very ignorant idea. You can have it here. That truth came prominently from the Upanishads, through the Gita, to the people. Here, not there. And Ramakrishna today puts these two words, here and there. And he says, here is jnana. There is ajnana. Just see the language. God, truth is somewhere there, that is ajnana. Truth is here itself, that is jnana. That jnana Krishna is giving us here in this wonderful concluding 18th chapter. We shall continue it next Sunday. Just a small announcement that this Republic Day Namah Shivaya Shantaya Karanatraya Hetave Nivediyami Chatmanam Tvam Gati Parameshwara. Thou art my refuge, O Lord Shiva. From you the whole universe has come. I salute thee. I take refuge in thee.